Hello everyone, as promised I'm going to show you today a hat that I knitted a while back. And if someone knows and watched Baker Bears when they were drawing the winner, quarterly winner for walking, I won. And that time I cast on this hat. Hello everyone, welcome in my finished object video. I finished a hat a while back, and that was the time when Baker Bears draw a quarterly winner for their walking challenge, which basically is not a challenge at all. Anyone can join, anyone can walk. They just gather the mileage and they're just either go on the top of the mountain, around the world, or to the moon. So yeah, so I'm still kind of taking part. I haven't walked for a while, to be honest, but confessions. So first things first, yarn, because I could not resist and I cast it on straight away. And I still have some left over, so maybe I go downstairs and I wait how much I used, and I'll bring another skein because actually I want 2 skeins. Yeah, but I thought they were the same, but the blend is actually different. The one that I knitted with, it's Art Yarns Light. It is 50% silk, 50% cashmere, and it's 80 grams. And in that 80 grams, we have 366 meters, which is 400 yards. So remember, it is not 100 grams, it's 80 grams. So it's thinner than, and then that per 100 grams. So if I do the math, I'll have it over here. And this is it. And it has 2 single plies, and it looks like each ply was dyed separately, if that makes sense. So here it is in a cake, and it looks yummy. And now I thought that this one, because it looks exactly the same way, so it in this skein, both they looked like this ish, but no, because this one, that's also 2 ply. This one is slightly different than this from perspective of those plies. They kind of look the same, but it's not, I think. So if I put it in the cake, it will give that idea, but in this case, the 2 plies were dyed together. And it is a different blend. Now over here we have 85% silk and 15% kid mohair. So, interesting blends. So, check it out. So when I got these 2 skeins and I touched it and I knew that I've never knitted with something like this, I wanted to try, and I thought they were 2 the same, but once I finished the hat and I wanted to knit a shawl, I figured out that I may not have enough yarn. Now let's go into the construction. So I'm not sure, can you see it? Probably you won't, because this is the beauty of this yarn, that is just like a moral thing. It is a pattern from my newest, I would say, a shawl design, which is called Grass and Flowers shawl. I love it so much. I did 3 shawls because you just need 1 skein of fingering weight yarn, and for me to knit that with this lovely 80 grams, I need to do some calculations and see will I be able to do it. Basically, it is an easy thing. You find the skein you like, you pick it up. I go with the 3 types of fingering weight yarn, so basically taking for consideration the yarn you have, so the yarn that you have in that skein, I direct you to the size you can knit with it to make sure that you use the most of it. I knitted this one, this was my first one, and I had some leftovers and I didn't show you in the video, but I actually started knitting a hat with it, but because I didn't have enough, I had some leftovers, right, in this, and so I started knitting. I didn't have enough, and I didn't wear it or anything like that, but I'm thinking now if I do this. Okay, I'll try to do something, so hopefully. You can see it. Let me know down below, how does it look? Should I keep it, go for walks? The sun is just, oh yeah, maybe over here. yeah, so it kind of matches then with this. And oh, you need to really watch that video. I'm not sure. I think I used 400 yards, which is 366 grams over here, but in 100 grams skein, and I had leftovers, quite as you see, a lot. And my idea was to kind of see how the pattern, this pattern, will look in a hat. So that's what I did. I love it so much. If only I could learn how to do a messy bun. So anyway, I love this, and I just can't wait to maybe cooler times to go for walks and stuff. Although over here it's kind of windy now, I could probably go. Maybe I'll go. So I've decided to pick a yarn, and that's the yarn I was showing you. And I wanted to do it fully, so there is no gap for the messy bun, just for the full hat. And what I did over here, I basically took the chart or written instructions that are in the pattern for the shawl, and I put it into the hat. My idea was to do a double brim because I love lately double brims. I didn't do it so much over here because I knew I don't have enough yarn and I was just jinxing things. But anyway, and over here the construction is quite simple. So basically I decided that I'm going to do a double brim because that's the one I like, and so I had to knit it for a bit. And if you're wondering for how long, so what I do, I like to, when I do a double brim, I like to do back loop cast on method. So if you don't know what that is, I will put it over here. I did 1 by 1 ribbing because I like the look of it in the hat. You may ask how many stitches you need to cast on. So basically, if you purchase my pattern, the shawl, you will see the chart, and in the chart it kind of shows you how many stitches per repeat are there. And you take that chart and you multiply it, okay, to the number you like for your hat. And that will be equivalent, also equivalent, I probably don't use proper words. It depends what kind of yarn you're using. I use fingering weight yarn, so I would escalate, I hope I'm using the right words now, to approximately over here I would go like 130, 120 stitches, especially 120 stitches for the ribbing, okay? Then once you finish knitting 1 by 1, and I don't remember how many I did, you know, I knitted it probably a year ago, and I don't know how many stitches I did over here, but I want you to think a little bit and use the pattern for your own benefits to maybe make a matching hat. So yeah, and you don't have to go straight away with the numbers of stitches that you want to have for the body per se. You can go with a smaller number if you want to maintain the same needle size, or you can go with the same number of stitches and go with a smaller needle size. So it's up to you. Once you finish folding, and if you don't know how to fold, maybe another tutorial over here, so to show you how to fold and connect those one edge to the stitches that you have on your needles together. So to get that really nice finish over here. And then you basically, you can do one of the setup rounds. So you obviously put markers just to mark the repeats. It would be way easier for you when you do work with the lace. And at the same time, also you can add more stitches, or you can decrease number of stitches. So it's up to you, and it won't be really visible. So once you have number of stitches that you need, you will know how many repeats you're going to have around the hat. So like I said, fingering, I would go around close to that number, like 130, 140, maybe 120, depends how fitted the hat is. That's what I would pick. If I would have a DK weight yarn, I would go maybe to 90, 100 stitches. If I had a thicker than that, I'll try with 65. Even with chunky, I would go 55, 65 stitches. Depends on the needle size, depends on the yarn and the blend. But just to give you rough ideas in case you don't have fingering weight yarn, but you have different one and you want to kind of recreate the hat. Obviously, for the panel, you will need a shawl pattern. I'm tempting you to buy. And now the creases. Well, with the creases over here, I try to decrease with the pattern. So how to say that? Few tips. In the chart, you have some sections that you either knit together or slip knit. So basically you either decrease leaning to the right or leaning to the left. But however, in the chart you always have over that yarn over or something to make one stitch extra, so you're not so you have the same number of stitches once you finish the round. So in the decreasing, what I did, I just kind of followed the idea of decreasing stitches but without adding any to balance things up, and that way I was getting those decrease things. And normally how I like to do it, I like to decrease one round, follow the thing it's going over there for, let's say 3-4 rounds, and then decrease again, maybe 2 rounds that follow and decrease again, and I just basically decreasing and then basically the rotation of the creases increase, decrease, increase. So yeah, so that's kind of a tip how to do it, and I hope you're going to have fun with it. I won't be waving ends. I'm trying to see what do you think about it. I think it's a really cool idea to have something like headbands. I don't really own any, and maybe this will be nice and cool, and I'll see. Because over here, if you're, oh, I even lost a stitch. I have noticed something. Do you see this? I dropped a stitch. And this is my 3rd shawl, and I'm thinking these two make work together. This is a slightly bigger, right, shawl, as you could see, and it's still one skein. This is a large size, and large size you can knit either with 425 meters in 100 grams, which is 464 yards, right? And you will still have a bit, or you can, obviously, as you could see, add a border with different color. Do it for, pattern tells you for how many rows over here to have enough. So use 400 meters, which is 437 yards skein, and then you can knit a larger size. I am so happy that I can actually share this hat with you. It has been in my project bag for a while with things in it that I can actually now use again. Because that's the pity, in case you have whips, they're just occupied some beautiful bags. And I love this one. I got it a while back because, have you noticed? This is a different fabric than this one. So depends on your mood, you can put it and place it the way it makes you smile. Now, if you have any questions, please write down below. Maybe I can help you with something. Also, links to anything that I think I showed. If I forget to show you something, if I don't have any links down below that you're looking for, just let me know, write down in comments, and I'll do the best and put it there. I think my next video is going to be a new pattern. I hope you're going to be excited as I am now and a little bit nervous. But what I can say, I can tell you that you can prepare fingering, weight yarn. I would say go with tonals or just one color skeins, because it has a beautiful lace and texture pattern. Just like, I hope you're going to like it. And yes, there will be 20% discount code for that. So like, subscribe if you like to follow my lovely knitting inspirations. Although, if you're now on Instagram, you can see that I'm doing Tunisian crochet. So, you never know. Bye.